In the heart of West Africa, something is stirring once again in Senegal. A voice is rising, not from the political elites or the halls of government, but from the streets, the markets, the neighborhoods, and the digital space. That voice is loud, clear, and emotional. It does not whisper. It screams. The people are saying, "Enough with Diomaye," and instead they chant in one voice, "SONKO PRÉSIDENT." This isn't a headline made for attention. It's the reality unfolding on the ground. Just a few months ago, Senegal saw what many called a new dawn. Bassirou Diomaye Faye, a relatively quiet figure, became president after being released from prison. His campaign was powered by hope, youthful energy, and most importantly, the deep trust that had been cultivated through the sacrifices of one man, Ousmane Sonko. Sonko, a former tax inspector turned political icon, had become the face of resistance, the symbol of Senegal's youth-led revolution. Yet today, just months into Diomaye's leadership, something has shifted. There's a deep sense of betrayal among a growing number of Senegals. To understand this shift, we have to go back. During the most heated years of political tension in Senegal, it wasn't Diomaye who stood at the forefront. It was Sonko who challenged Macky Sall's government with bold speeches and a fearless agenda. Yet, in all of that, he gained something more powerful than any ballot. He won the hearts of millions. When Diomaye stepped into the spotlight, it was understood by most Senegalese that he was the legal face of a movement whose soul was Sonko. He was the Plan B, but a Plan B supported because of Plan A. Now that Diomaye is in office, many are asking whether he is truly representing the revolutionary values that put him there. His demeanor, his policies, his calm responses to crisis, all of them are being scrutinized. Social media has become the engine of this growing dissatisfaction. Hashtags like SONKO PRÉSIDENT, Diomaye Stop, and Senegal Réveille-toi are not just trending, they're shaping public discourse. Videos from protests, opinion pieces, and street interviews all point to one thing: a rising demand for Sonko to take full control. People are not only criticizing Diomaye for being slow, they are saying he is too soft, too diplomatic, too willing to compromise. Some even argue that under his leadership, the revolutionary fire that was lit by Sonko is dying down. The expectation was for rapid change. A government that confronts the neo-colonial structures head-on, that reforms the economy from top to bottom, that arrests the corrupt and empowers the people. Instead, Diomaye is taking a more institutional, measured path. And for many, especially the youth who endured police beatings, tear gas, imprisonment, and economic hardship just to bring this movement to power, that approach feels like a betrayal of their sacrifice. In this emotional storm, Ousmane Sonko remains ever present. As Prime Minister, his charisma, his energy, and his fire have not waned. He continues to speak with passion, to mobilize crowds, and to echo the revolutionary language that first inspired the masses. Some say Sonko is now even more popular than the president himself. It's an unusual dynamic in Senegalese politics. A prime minister overshadowing the president in popularity and influence. This has created a wave of speculation. Could Sonko replace Diomaye? And some suggest this situation was inevitable. Diomaye, after all, was never a firebrand. He was always seen as the silent warrior, the loyal strategist, the legal mind. Sonko was the battlefield general. When the people voted, they voted with Sonko's voice in their minds, even if Diomaye's name was on the ballot. Many supporters now say it's time to correct what they call the historical bowed. They want a president who doesn't just talk about sovereignty, but embodies it with every action. There is a deeper issue at stake here. This growing sentiment is challenging Senegal's democratic institutions. Diomaye was elected legally with full constitutional authority. To question his presidency is to walk a dangerous line. But at the same time, democracy is also about listening to the people. If a large section of the population no longer trusts the leadership, that must be addressed before it turns into unrest or instability. In the cafes and universities of Dakar, the debate is intense. Some defend Diomaye, saying he needs time. He's doing the groundwork, they argue. You don't dismantle a corrupt system in 6 months. But others respond, we didn't fight just to wait. We fought to live with dignity, now. To them, Sonko is not just a leader, he's a promise that Diomaye is not fulfilling fast enough. This debate is now becoming a national identity crisis. Senegal is proud of its democratic culture, its peaceful transitions, its political maturity. But this moment is testing those values. Can a country navigate the delicate balance between legal authority and popular legitimacy? Can two leaders bound by history and loyalty walk side by side when the people are demanding a change in the frontman? In the middle of this, Sonko has not openly challenged Diomaye's leadership. He remains committed to their joint vision, at least in public. What happens if Sonko decides to step forward again? If he announces a run for presidency in 2025 or earlier? How will Diomaye react? How will the institutions respond? These questions are no longer theoretical. They are being whispered in corridors of power and shouted in the streets. At Voice of Africa, we know that stories like these are more than political gossip. They are the heartbeat of a nation in search of direction. Senegal is not just choosing between two men. It is choosing what kind of future it wants. A cautious reform or a bold revolution. One thing is clear. The people are not silent. They are speaking with urgency, with hope, with anger, and with vision. To our subscribers, thank you for standing with us. Thank you for supporting truthful, fearless journalism that puts the people at the center. If you believe in this mission, consider becoming a member or donating via Super Thanks. Your support keeps this African voice alive. As for Senegal, the coming months will be decisive. Will Diomaye respond to the growing unrest? Will Sonko continue to play the role of second-in-command, or will he rise to meet the call of the people once more? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: Senegal is awake, and its people are ready to reclaim the revolution they started.